Howdy, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator, where today we're going to be cleaning the Lost City Palace. Sonya Alamuddin replies, Harper and I hitched a ride on a fishing boat to search where the hand in the sand was pointing, and, I know it sounds crazy, but I think we found the lost city of Atlantis. Only it's in the Pacific. No wonder it was lost, eh? So it should be the lost city of Pacificsts? Pacifists? Regardless. It has very recently resurfaced, and judging by the clams, it must be over 8,000 years old. Anyway, this palace definitely looks related to those statues in the desert, but we need you to head over and give it a clean. There's a lot of dirt. There's a lot beneath the dirt that will help us make sense of it. Harper suggests getting in touch with Cal and seeing if Flo can fly you over. Hope that makes more sense to you than it does to me. It certainly does. Sonya and I would be happy to get at this palace. Look at the size of that thing. It looks like it's going to be another long one. As you can see, that's the fishing boat they took over. It looks familiar. I think the Pelican is what we cleaned. And of course we got the fire helicopter to carry our boat over here, though how we made it to this island, I'm not sure. But very convenient that that was there nonetheless. This is the final level. This is the final level in the main campaign, so I'm expecting it to be quite the doozy. Look at the scope. Holy cow, where does one even begin? This thing is huge. Multiple layers. What's going on back here? The volcano? Oh, it looks like it's about to erupt. I see some either lava on the front or at least some sunlight going on. Wow. This thing is pretty massive. I don't believe, let me double check. I don't believe there are any achievements. I should have checked to begin with, I always forget. I think, yeah, the only one I think is As It Was Foretold, which is completing the mission proper, which should not prove to be any additional challenge. It's nice that this is just at enough of a slant for us to walk up. Good gracious. We're gonna be pretty busy. The pyramidal pedestal. Let's start at the top and work our way down and then work our way inside, shall we? If I can get up here. Are you drooling too, Wishy? It's impossible for anywhere to smell more delicious than this place. So this is what that fishing guy was talking about. I wonder what smells so good about it. It's like walking into a huge bowl of shrimp cocktail where they got the Mary Rose sauce just right. Dash of Tabasco and a squeeze of lemon. I don't know, I don't like seafood, but I'll take your word for it. Also, the number of cats at the marina was unbelievable. How we got the boat out of the host of feline stowaways, without a host of feline stowaways, I have no idea. You and me both, sister. I'm gonna assume that I got the top of the pedestal as best I could. Ah, it looks so simple from up here, but then, oh man, don't look down. It'll overwhelm you. We know how it is in the power wash business. You just keep on keeping on, and eventually all the work gets done. It's not a matter of how quickly it gets done. It's a matter of how persistent and willing we are to do it without complaint. Or at least without complaint that halts progress. I am liking the color difference here, because all this green made me think it was going to be like similar to the statues. But it looks like we got some pretty interesting colors going on. This place is very pretty already. Nice hues of blue and gold, very aquatic. Very nice thematically. Sometimes what's interesting to me is even these shapes that come out of it, like the spiral here, I didn't realize was a spiral until I started cleaning it and really got some of that texture cleared off of there to let this new texture breathe that was hiding underneath. It starts to contrast more nicely, I suppose. It is difficult to get everywhere. Hopefully there's less of this across the levels and more flat planes to work with, or at least those we can reach easily. I didn't see any step stools or anything, and I'm not hauling one all the way up here, so hopefully I don't have to. But we'll see. At any rate, it's nice to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this. It's kind of exciting to be finished with the main campaign after so long. We're already in almost to the middle of February now. So about a month and a half of daily levels before we finished with it. That's pretty impressive. And this is only like a third of the levels available. I'm pretty sure with the DLC and everything, the count was closer to 90, so 99, I don't remember exactly, but But it is interesting that we've come so far after so long. It's nice to have you here. I appreciate you joining me on this undertaking that we've had. All the way back to where we first started power washing that van. Up until now, let's see, what else was there? There was the van. See if I can name all 39. I'm sure no one wants that. The van, the backyard, we came after the backyard. I don't think it was it the bungalow? Calvin's bungalow? And then I'm sure we had some vehicles. We had the dirt bike. He wanted us to run our thing over it. I think that was after the backyard. There was a lot of stuff we've done. Dirt bikes, golf carts, stunt planes, private jets, UFOs, some mining drill, a penny farthing, a fishing boat, a pleasure boat, all kinds of stuff. Alright, did we have a monster truck? All kinds of outrageous things that you wouldn't have expected. Now here we are, a statue of a ham, a statue of a fish man, which I guess we now know is a Pacificsts. You know the one. Get this pyramidion done, which I don't know what that is architecturally speaking, but I can tell you that we're going to get it done. It's crazy to me that it's not even going to be 1% probably. We're looking at the subway situation, I'm pretty sure. This was on the this was considered the longest level by people on the subreddit. So we'll see if that holds true or if we can't get a little additional speed going. I also found that this is where people usually start busting out all the soap. They'll say, oh, well, I didn't use it for the whole game, so I might as well break it out here. I'm not going to. I'm going to stick by my soapless pride. Pyramidion edge. Got the pyramidion done. What is a pyramidion, I wonder? It's got to be decorative, right? Pyramidion scroll. I think we can figure out that's what the spiral thing is all about. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to be doing this. I'm excited to be here. I didn't know when I started undertaking this channel. Now, I know it's not big for probably anyone else around here, but it is big for me. I'm quite satisfied. I didn't think when I started that I would be able to keep up with it, and I'm glad to be coming up on the end of the main campaign. I thought that I was going to quit, and I didn't. So there is that. There is that little bit of celebration, if nothing else. Made some subscribers along the way. That's nice. Haven't been up on the shorts as much as I'd like to be. I feel like that would be a good avenue to reach people. We've had some funny moments. Had a lot of peaceful moments. Had a lot of fun, really. Been a good time. I'm glad I got to share that with you. Hopefully you found it as... I don't know if as amusing as I did. That's probably impossible. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully there were maybe some interesting discussions that we had. That's neither here nor there. So thanks, I appreciate that. The support, whatever form it took. Thank you. Oh, I wonder... This is it feels like we've done quite a bit for not even 1%. That's pretty wild. But I reckon we'll get there when we get there. It's already been 10 minutes. Quite alarming. I hope we don't breach the 4-hour mark. As fun as it is to do this, 4 hours is tough. That's a tough edit. But luckily it is coming on my weekend, so I should be able to find the time to get it done. Even if it takes all 4 hours, which I'm definitely not wishing for, but we did take a little bit to look around the place too, just to get a feel for the scale of it. There's quite a bit going on here, so I guess we'll take it as we go. Okay, we're almost closing in on this pyramidion scroll here, hopefully. Should be. Must be missing something. Hard to say. dirt there. A little dirt up there. Maybe a little dirt there, a little on this edge. Okay, one Pyramidion scroll done. We'll go ahead and get up under this ledge so we don't forget. I'll go around and get all the Pyramidion scrolls. I think we got some edges left to do. Just trying to keep track of everything as we go, because there is going to be a lot to keep track of, it looks like. Some of it will be okay, but some of it we won't want to do, so... If I have to backtrack all the way up here to get something, that's not going to be a good time. 2 Pyramidion scrolls. I keep saying skulls. Pyramidion scroll, edge is done. So I got quite a bit on this one, probably because we haven't gotten the bottom. This Pyramidion wall. Alright. It's coming along. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Kind of leaning away from the mic, which I'm sure is not good for my voiceover quality. So I'll try to remember to lean in. Not so much so that I develop a poor posture, but... or an even worse posture, maybe, perhaps. I suppose another thing to reflect on, it kind of reminds me of Minecraft, which is beside the point, but I guess it bears bringing up. Another thing to talk about would be, where are we going next? I brought it up a couple of times. I've toyed with the idea of starting another series to go alongside this, but then never got around to it, mostly because editing this takes up a fair amount of time, so even imagining where to go next would be quite the challenge. Out of curiosity, I wonder where you guys would like to go next. Are we feeling puzzle? Are we feeling adventure? Are we feeling more PowerWash, more simulator type games? What is the vibe we're going for? 1%, nice. We've done it now, lads. We just got to figure out where. Maybe bust out the Triton here. That's kind of funny. It's got some kind of snapping system to it, so just clear off the top there, clear off the sides. Did I not get up under here? What's the deal? A little bit here, not too much. Scrolls are throwing up a bit of a resistance, actually. Which I'm not used to. At least not so much of a resistance. Come on. Just take our time, slow it down, no rush. It's going to be a long level, so don't try to fight that too much. We'll go along all these edges. Just want to make sure we don't forget anything. The one place I don't think I checked very good was perhaps... This is what happens when you try to rush. You miss places. You gotta slow it down. Think things through. We'll get there. That's what we have to trust. We will get there. I don't think these edges on the scroll are actually as demanding as I think they would be. Like, the third dimension doesn't appear to be as bad. Like, for instance, I think this side is pretty much done, aside from like where I missed it. So we're doing pretty well now. Top's just about done. I'm saying that as if I know what's coming next, and I don't. There's like 2 or 3 levels on the inside of this place, so I could see that throwing a little bit of a wrench in the plans. There was a big statue. I don't know how detailed I have to be to work through that. Oh, that one cleaned up pretty easily. I wonder what the deal with that is. Okay. So I think everything we've set out to clean at least. Let's see. Pyramidion, the scrolls, the edges, the pedestal. So all we got is we're working on the walls now. 14 of them. Okay. No problem. Nervous laughter. We got this. I reckon we'll start with this gold top. So I'm not really sure where the palace wall ends and where it begins. I'll start with the gold top. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. And then after that, I suppose we'll work down each side carefully. I assume some of the palace walls are going to be on the interior. Though it's weird they didn't specify an interior or exterior wall. That would be helpful. And I suppose another thing that I'm hoping is that that all these walls aren't counting the inside and the outside, because that would be a bit of a hassle. I see some of the pyramidion ore on here, or some of the ore on here is that greenish stuff that we found on the drill of Blake Thrust, so I wonder if that's got anything to do with anything. Alright. We're gonna not look down, we're gonna clean the wall, slowly but surely, each side. Hopefully we won't find too much trouble here. There's a lot of baked on stuff I can see. The algae's really thick. So far it's cleaning up nicely. I'm not seeing anything really left behind. So we're really focusing on the patience here, which makes this a good level. Patience is what I want to work with. I want to work with patience, not stress against stuff that just isn't cleaning. Beautiful blue. Beautiful blue. Let's tab again just to make sure, and as you can see, we got a little bit up here. I think it's because I'm kind of sliding down, so my distance isn't as good as it could be, but that's okay. We don't need to use long strokes necessarily, we just need to use consistent strokes. Good, consistent strokes all the way up and down. That'll help us get rid of any leave-behinds. Even if it slows us down a little bit in the meanwhile, that's okay. Now, closing in on this edge. Looking like we're about halfway there, and judging by the width of the base, I don't think that could possibly be accurate, but maybe once we get closer to the base, it kind of gives us a little more to work with. Yeah, it probably stops at this place, right? This ledge here. Yeah, two different walls. Okay. Oh, that's good. Helps us break it a little bit, break it down. And while we're here, we'll make sure we get this lip. That'll help us kind of define our space. We'll get the 4 upper portions. We'll work our way down to these lower portions, and we should be booking it. I don't know if that's the proper phrase to use, but the computer's kicking up a fit. This must be some industrial-sized algae that we're eating, some industrial-sized resources. Alright, down this corner we go. Up along the edge, there we are. Just work it, work it, work it. Now the texture on this thing is quite difficult to tell what we're doing. It's not the perfectly clean texture we're accustomed to. I think instead of going up and down, it's probably best to go side to side. The way what we leave behind is a little more apparent. It seems like I can go a little quicker that way too, just because side to side appears to be a more natural motion for me than up and down. Maybe it's because I'm built different. I'm built weird. That joke is less mature if you know the dumb image I had in my head. The dumb image I had in my head. We won't talk about it. I'll leave that for your imagination, what in the heck I was talking about. But I'll reiterate, side to side is more natural for me because I'm built weird. I'll leave that for you. You can, you find yourself saying, is he talking? Yeah, probably. You're probably right. Does it make sense? No. Did it amuse me greatly? Absolutely. Pyramid wall's almost done. There we are. 2% now. And now that we know where that break is, that'll help us out immensely with this section. We can work side to side all the way down with these little strokes, and maybe side to side back up with some bigger strokes. some smaller strokes as the case may be. Just don't leave anything behind. It looked like it was fairly forgiving, but we still don't want to leave too much behind. It is a fairly flat area, so it should be good. It should be easy to get everything. Looking at 2% now at 20 minutes. That's 10 minutes a percent, which at 100% times 10 would be 1,000 minutes. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully by getting the outside, we're kind of setting ourselves up for success in the long run. Because I assume this portion is the most time consuming, but it remains to be seen. We still have another 4 big walls to deal with. We have 4 entranceways, and then God knows what's on the inside. Go ahead and get this edge here. But it is quite concerning that the exterior of the temple is not looking like it's going to be 50%. It could be. It could just pick up. But I would be surprised. It's probably because all of the surface area on the inside is not going to be just a flat pyramid. It looks like there's going to be maybe some walls to contend with on the inside. Some pillars and whatnot that adds surface area and complexity. That adds some surface area and complexity. I find myself leaning back again. I'm not sure what the deal is. Rest tab just to see where we're at. Looks pretty good. So we'll continue our way down. Oh man. How much is 1,000 divided by 60? 6,000 would be 600, so it's not 10 hours. It's not much of a basis. A sixth of 10 hours would be roughly 2? That doesn't make sense. I'm not doing math right somewhere. Somewhere the math isn't right here. I'm trying to think and play at the same time, and thinking is not always my strong suit when I'm distracted by cleaning. It's alright. 6,000 would be 10 hours. We're looking at 1,000, which would be a sixth of that, a sixth of 10 hours. So 2 times 6 is 12. That's where my thought process is. But that can't be right. It can't be 3, because 3 times 6 is too much. So I don't think that's working out the way I wanted. So 600 minutes, which is close, would be. No, wait a minute. Okay, so we got 1,000 minutes. 600 minutes would be 10 hours, wouldn't it? That's where my math is messed up. 600 minutes would be 10 hours. And we're looking at 1,000 minutes, which is over 10 hours. So surely that's not correct, right? Surely we're not looking forward to that. I mean, the mind is willing, but the body's not able. That would be one heck of a problem. So let's break down, what would 4 hours be? 4 hours would be, 4 times 60 would be 240 minutes. But that would need to be 1% every, what, 2.5 minutes? No? Let's see, let me try to break down what I'm talking about here. So we have, let's see, 4 hours is the absolute limit I'm going to prepare myself for. If it's over that, then I'm in trouble. So 4 hours is 60 times 4 is 240 minutes. 240 divided by 100 is 2.4. That's about 2.4 minutes per percent, which I don't think is what we're tracking. We're not quite at 30 though. 30 minutes for 3%, which means we're going down. Okay, that's the third wall done. We are going down. We just got to keep our nose to the grindstone here. So we are doing well, we're just not making a lot of percentage. So again, that is quite alarming because we're taking on a lot of flat space right now. and our percentage isn't going up. Usually the big flat spaces are where we get, so if there's like a lot of detail on the inside, that's what I'm trying to say. We're going to be cruising for a bruising. And again, how much farther down do we have? Well, there's still a considerable amount out here. Maybe we'll hit 10 to 15% on the outside. Won't that be won't that be reassuring? Now, the important thing, I suppose, is getting this exterior outside high stuff done. As long as we're doing that, should be good to go. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit here to try and make up some time. Just swinging that thing, trusting that it's cleaning. Whether or not it is, I wouldn't know. But we're giving it a shot. Weird brick-like pattern. Wonder what the story on that is. Maybe it's just used to mask the texture so it's more satisfying to peel it off. Hard to say. It's looking lovely though. Lovely blue. Love the color. Love the color. Gotta keep leaning back. Maybe I just need to take the microphone with me at this point. Okay, let's go. Almost there. There we are. Okay. 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 Okay, wow. This thing is massive, actually. There is a little reset right about here, it looks like. Right down here? Yeah, right here is our next reset. Which is an interesting base. We got a lot of stripes going on. Very nifty. What is that? Palace archway? Oh, so we can get on the inside. Okay. Quite a bit of stuff going on here, but we're again focusing on the exterior. We have plenty of time for that coming up, I'm sure. Ooh. Entrance pediment. Ooh. Just to be extra curious. This thing cleans up nice, actually. Maybe if we stand down here and just clean with the trident, maybe that's the move. If we stand up here and then just go up, that appears to be cleaning quite nicely. It gives us quite a bit of AoE even at a distance because it doesn't lose. Then we can attach our long extension. That could be critical. That could be a critical implementation that we're using there. The problem is once it gets close, we're kind of struggling to... We'll get up until it starts to struggle and then we'll switch down to a shorter extension, I think, is the way that works. It is working quite nicely. It's getting a lot of it done. And then let's say we bring it down to the short extension and that should help us get to like right in here. Yeah, you know what? We'll try it out. We'll see. Now we'll switch to the yellow extension because we're up close. We'll get all this up close stuff. There is some stuff it missed, but not a lot. That was pretty efficient, actually. And of course it could be that it's more efficient to get that thing over here, that, what's it called, the scaffolding. Could be more efficient to get the scaffolding over here and kind of power wash each side with the trident, but that doesn't, usually doesn't feel as satisfying to me just because I'm at a distance. I think it's more satisfying to watch the grime come off as we go. And then to turn around and be like, wow, look how clean it is actually. That's where we can really appreciate some of these finer details. We'll go ahead and get the palace pediment while we're here. We'll consider this part of the exterior wall. And it looks like it's going to want all sides of it done, so we will factor that into consideration as well. The shape is also convenient for getting these three-dimensional ledges, that's nice. Yeah, we can see some areas that the trident missed, but there are quite a few areas that it didn't miss, which is impressive. Look at that. Got most of this stuff done. As much as I like doing the short strokes, I think the big strokes are what give you the AoE, and that's really what helps you out in these bigger areas. Not that I think white would be fundamental improvement. Yeah, at least quite a bit behind, but it does get quite a bit of area, I will give it that. Of course, we do have the trident, which is doing alright at that distance. A little better out here at the edge. Now if we had a rotating nozzle, that might be a different story. Like 3 of those spinny ones. And we'd really be getting into some detailing. But yeah, the key is to get far enough away that you're able to get as if it were a regular PowerWash nozzle, I've noticed. I don't want anything slipping between the cracks, or then cleaning up becomes a bit of a hassle. As far as this is concerned, I'm quite pleased with this. This is fantastic here. Scrub-a-dub-dubbing right down that thing. Switch to yellow to get... Oop. Switch to yellow to get this area here. Work our way down the slope. Maybe down is better than up, because that helps with the AoE a little bit better. Gives us a little more area to work with versus up. Telling you, top to bottom is the way to go. It just makes the most sense. It'll slow you down a little bit to get up close with it. Cleans more, and that's more interesting to me right now. Get this wall over here. Could be a bit tricky to get all that stuff, but it shouldn't be impossible. Especially with this nozzle helping us out. The underside of this palace figurehead. This looks to be a little bit like the monk. Of course, we'll want to go up top and get it from the top side. Once we hit 10%, I think we'll have a little bit of a better idea of how long we're gonna be, but even then it's looking sketchy. Ooh. Even then we're looking a little sketchy. 30. It's not looking like it's 10 minutes per, which is good. Because we're getting to 40 minutes here. So it's looking like it's going to be about 5 minutes per percent. I don't think that's accurate. Path archway. A lot of details that are hard to get. I think we got the figurehead. Oop. I'll make sure we get all this stuff up here. There we are. Palace pediment is done. We gotta worry about the archway, which I think is mostly okay. It's probably gonna be mostly. Oh, sorry, I keep leaning away. I feel like it's giving me a better vantage point, but I don't think that's the case. I think that's what my brain is trying to communicate to me, and I don't think that's altogether accurate. But that's okay. This is part of the pyramid wall. Is that part of the pyramid wall? It is. Okay, so that makes more sense. And that's part of the gallery floor, which is separate from the pyramid wall, which is more of this blue stuff. Okay. These walls are a little bit easier to get. %. This archway, I'm assuming the roof is part of the archway. Started at a playground and now we're here. I'll get this archway too while we're here. Even though that's considered the gallery wall, it does look to be what separates the interior from the outside is this palace archway support. I can't imagine that there are people that just play it and aren't concerned with what specifically they're cleaning, right? Like they just go where the dirt is and they follow it around. That's one way to do it. I could see myself doing that even. But it's hard to imagine. Since my brain tells me to do each piece, make sure each piece is clean before moving on. Okay, we'll go back up, get this little spot here. We'll work our way down. Closing in on 40 minutes here. Quite the undertaking it looks like we've got. It scares me to think there are DLC levels that are going to be this long or longer. I guess I want everyone to have what they want, and some people will say like, oh, the DLC wasn't very long if they don't have big levels, but at the same time, like, there's like a certain threshold. I want long, but not an endurance challenge. Not long that makes me question my sanity long. I feel like there's a good balance there. Somewhere, there's gotta be. I think we'll go around the backside because I don't think I'm ready for that palace entrance. But hey, this right here, this section, this is a great place to test out my theory. think this is going to come in handy. I think we can do a lot of good with this. I don't think we even need that long. Try to get as much AoE as possible. Look at it clean. Look at it go. This right here is our game changer, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to help us retrieve some lost time for sure, especially on this big space. 8% of the way. This is a beautiful temple. 8% still. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know why would they go, hey, I'm using the big one. It should be going up better than that. And then for some reason when we get to the edge here, I feel like side to side is more appropriate. This wall is getting torn apart pretty good. Let me just switch back. Not seeing anything left behind. What a joy. And since it's like the pressurized water, you don't really have to worry about your wet edge because you don't have to worry about overlap. You're not getting the splashes on the side, it's 100% accurate. So if you had the skill, you could just go straight up side by side 100%, which hypothetically increases your speed by about, I don't know, 25% if you're overlapping by a quarter. That's 1/4 of your 1/4 of the range that you don't have to worry about if you're min-maxing. Not that I can min-max because I can't keep my hand straight. What are these dots? Those cat prints or what? Did I somehow make those? Couldn't be me. Yep, 9%. We're just eating away here. Still crazy to think about. Even if I get this side done, there's 3 other sides, one of which is that massive temple entrance. I think I might even take that down to the short extension and get up a little closer here. I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know why, but this shorter wall is kind of making me feel like I'm missing stuff up close. That whole area up there is kind of in question. Just want to make sure I get it. And by decreasing the rod, I make the width of the thing a little bit better, so nothing's slipping between the cracks. At least that's my thought process here. Edge here because it seems like it would be satisfying to do so. Gotta mix things up every once in a while just to keep your interest up. Look at this yellow stripe. 10% of the way there, and we're at about 45 minutes, so we're looking at 450 minutes, which 360 would be 6 times 60 would be 360. So we're looking at 6 hours, no big deal. Over 6 hours, 490. No, 6 times 7. Yeah, 490. So between 6 and 7 hours. Oh boy. And maybe this is the way to do it, side to side. That way we can get, for sure, all the stuff we think we might be missing. %. I'm liking that number. I think this is going to be forgiving. Yes, okay, good. That's one whole side down, only three more of those to go. Rear octopus wall. Quite a bit going on here. Oh man. Oh, no worries. Same story. Let's see if we can get this one a little smoother here. Using our trident. Okay, maybe with a little bit of a length on there, let's bump it up a size. Would be just what we needed. Of course, as it gets closer, we can bump it back down again, but for now, I want to make sure it's pretty good. I'd say up until about this point. Looks like it's keeping up. Clean it up rather nicely. We'll go ahead and bump it back down to the short extension here. Even at that range, like directly in front of me, it seems to be holding pretty good. Can't remember how far down this section goes, but we're a little over halfway. 12%. I'm liking the trident quite a lot for this. This is helping me out immensely. I'm starting to feel more confident again. For now, go ahead and put the long extension back on. We'll get the top of this. Start working our way over the rear octopus something or other. Rear octopus entrance, as it were. Of course, we'll clean up the wall as we go. Give it a little scrub down to the blue. Right down to that blue there. I think it goes a little bit further actually, but for our purposes, we'll just go down to the blue. I don't think there's a lot of blue left, or a lot to do after we get past the blue, so that's good. That's where the new palace wall starts. That's patently not our concern at the moment. 13%. Yeah, we're really going up now. I can feel progress being made a little bit more quickly. Why don't you guys tell me the trident was this good? I've only been saving up for it the whole game. I actually hear it's so good that in some of the DLC it's not available, so people are like, well, why did I pay for it if I can't even use it? I need the trident, so. I mean, this is a pretty good application of it, I'll say. If levels are this big and I don't get the trident, I might be a little scuffed. It does look like they're going to keep to their 20%, which I'm kind of disappointed by. A level this big, you can kind of space them out. Even 5% took me a while to get to. Kind of like to hear what everyone else is going through. Talk to Lorraine to get here. Surely she has something to say. Oh well. Get this side from the top. Almost 15%. I never thought I'd say that. If we can get 15% by 60, that means 30% by 2 hours. That means it's only going to take us 6 hours. destroyed, man. Surely not. Not if we can keep schmoving like this. I will say, though, even if this level is big, at least it's not as repetitive as the subway. Like, I enjoyed the subway platform, don't get me wrong, but it was pretty much just mirrored. So once you got like halfway through it, you're like, okay, now I just got to do that again, I guess. This one's got quite a bit of diversity, even on the sides that could be repetitious. I'll, of course, finish getting the top of this. Right down to that edge. And we'll, of course, start going down here. Scrubbing down. We'll probably be able to get that from the ground level, but while we're here, no point in not getting it from here. That should help us out with the, does it go down to the bottom? Just might. We can clean it up from down there, no big trouble. Mostly concerned with making sure we get all this done. Palace pyramid walls coming along quite nicely. I think we're about to wrap it up. Yep. Alright. At 15%, we're looking good. A little less than an hour. So that helps us out. If we can hit 20% before that 10% margin, we should be... I forget what 10% was, where it was looking like, but 20% we multiply it by 5, and that'll give us a reasonable estimation. Of course, the more we get done, the closer our estimation will become. I feel like I don't know if you're familiar with it, but when you're rendering videos and you send it to your media encoder, it'll start out with like, oh, this is going to take 12 days to process, but then it like rapidly decreases the amount of time it's going to take. Kind of what this feels like. We're already at 16%, so that's coming, like we're getting some percents pretty quickly. It's coming along a lot faster than it was before. Oh, palace pyramid wall's done. Nice. We just got to clean this portion here. This rear octopus wall. Wonder why it's called the rear octopus. I don't see an octopus yet. We'll get the wall trim done because it's satisfying to do so. Rear entrance platform, of course. Rear entrance wall trim. Huh. Maybe this is sectioned off into halves? Yeah, okay, I see. So that other half cleaned up a little more nicely than this side did, but that's okay. Rear octopus wall, 17% of the way. We're picking up some percents. Taking them right on up. I am loving the trident, that's for sure. Rear octopus wall niche. Of course, that could be that it wants me to go up on top and get some of that cleaned off. Still got the short extension. Let's take off the extension and see how that helps us out. He's down here on the ground level. How far up does it go? Right about there we start tapping out, I think. It's a good range on there. You like the color scheme? It looks like, again, it reminds me of Minecraft, prismarine and gold blocks. Not that I play a bunch of Minecraft, it's just what it reminds me of with the time that I did play. I think we can go ahead and switch to the yellow here. more consistent with up close applications. Get this ledge, and that ledge. So we're not missing any of the third dimension. Yeah, I figured it would want me to go up there. Can we parkour up the little spirals here? It looks like you can. There we are, wall niche clean, perfect. And we're at 18%. We may not, but we may get this cleaned up to 20 just on this section alone. Stand back a little more, not too far. We want to make sure we can hit some of the higher areas. I'm just trying to figure out where the best place to stand is to give us our range. Your octopus feature, so this is an octopus, huh? I suppose that's what all the spirals are for, huh? They're supposed to be tentacles. Kind of hard to see where the wall stops in the hallway, or the wall starts and the hallway begins. I guess that is the proper way I was trying to communicate it. Octopus feature done quite nicely. Quite nicely. Looking at about an hour for maybe a little less than an hour. For 20%, or I hope a little less than an hour, which would imply 5-hour clear time. But I also feel like maybe it's going to speed up once we get inside. Hopefully. Got 20. There we are, rear octopus wall is clean. We still got this niche to do, so I'll go ahead and switch to the snubby nosed gun. Of course, the yellow nozzle. Get these little details cleaned off. And we'll stick with the process, which is to get the very interior of the specialized entrance that we're working on. That's all cleaned up. Get this angle of it. Jump up here. Jump up there. Grateful for these three-dimensional aspects. Maybe I can't get on that last scroll. Maybe I just gotta... Oh, it's not helping us out like it was. Not like it was. Okay, well, plan B. We come up here. And we get it from this. Probably the easier way to do it, but... a little more time consuming. So I think we'll get everything that comes with this rear entrance platform. That's what we'll consider the boundary between the atrium and the outside. And of course we'll get the full wall here, the rear entrance wall. That goes without saying, but for now we're focusing on the rear entrance platform. And about to hit 20%. Right on cue for a 5-hour finish. Oh boy. Rear entrance wall trim here. Oh, that's the atrium wall trim. That's weird. I guess there is a divider there. Still feels weird to leave that half there, but whatever. How does this work? This will help us clean a little bit quicker. Oh, we didn't make the 1 hour mark. Well, I say that, but I don't actually know. There's a little bit of time on the startup. So I think we actually did make the 1 hour mark. I'm going by my time. Hi, it's Cal. I'm on my way back to Rushless to see what's going on. Okay. There have been reports of volcanic activity across the entire Pacific Rim. Oh no. Don't rush me, I'm cleaning. This really doesn't sound good. Is there a point in you telling me? Just trying to scare me while I do my job? No, well. Okay. Rear entrance wall. Support. Rear entrance ceiling. Ooh. Would have missed that. I would have missed that. That would have been terrible. Probably some on the roof up there I gotta get to. But for now, let us get the rear entrance ceiling, shall we? Let's not get too... Wow, rear entrance ceiling goes in quite a ways. Wonder what makes it an entrance rather than an exit. So that's all considered part of the atrium. %. Maybe it's that little white... Yeah, it's that little white strip. That's considered our entrance. It's our rear entrance ceiling. Oh, we got a little bit of a lip over here, I see. That'll help us clean up over here. It's cleaning up nicely, even though it is taking a while. It is cleaning up rather nicely. It's a satisfying way that things are broken down. I really like it. This is a fun level. Very well designed level. Very intricate level. There's a lot to it, but it doesn't feel overwhelming, even though it kind of is. Even though the raw size of it is intimidating, getting little sections of it isn't too bad. Speaking of, I gotta remember to get that octopus ornament up there. I mean, 25, I didn't think we'd get 25 on the exterior, but now I'm seeing all this extra stuff that we're doing, and 25 seems pretty reasonable. Alright, I think that's our rear octopus stuff. Aside from this ornament. There we are. So now we're ready to get the third side. Which of course means we'll start up here, and looking down we'll clean pretty rapidly. This is making quick work of this wall here. Just making sure we get everything. Get half of it from the top and then go down and get the other half from the bottom, and maybe we'll be in business. And of course we'll want to make sure we get up along the edge of that thing. So we don't miss anything. Flip it back this way and do our scrapes. Vertical scrapes. Little bit of footwork involved, but nothing too terrible. This is going quite well. 23%. Closing in on 25. That'll give us our next little clue. Trying to get down to the bottom of the blue here. Switch back to our scrapes. So really we just need to get to the bottom of the blue. And once I feel like we've got that sufficient, then we can move on to the other side, get down to the blue. For now, let's go ahead and, since we're over here, let's go ahead and get this side of the wall. 24%. This side of the wall. Get the top. Get this thing cleaned off as best we can. Looks like we missed right in here, so we'll get that cleaned off as best we can. It's not perfect, but it's close enough that the forgiveness of the level usually takes care of it, which is nice. And we'll get this, and we'll get that. That'll be the underside here. All right. I kind of like to focus on these archways just because it's easier to conceptualize what you're missing on a flat wall, but all this stuff they've got going on can be kind of tough to see. This is the palace archway. What's this? The pediment is done. So now we're on the archway. And the walls, we'll switch to yellow. I don't know why I did that. We'll switch to yellow. Since we're kind of up close here. And that'll help us with this palace wall business. As well as the archways. We are picking up some time because if we get to 25%, we'll be at roughly 10 minutes. So 4 hours and 40 minutes, which is considerably, that's like 20 minutes less than 5 hours. And we pick that up in 5%. So hopefully that indicates that we'll be doing a little bit better as time goes on. Of course, we're also working with broad walls here, so I think we just got these little archways here last time. So we'll just continue with that. Get the palace archway done. We should be good to go. And of course the archway support. Clean through here. Alright, archway support's done, so what are we missing on the archway? Probably all this exterior stuff. Understandable. There we go, archway's done. This is part of the palace pyramid wall. So I suppose we're good enough there, hopefully. I can start doing scrapes up the wall. As you can see, it gets a little sketchy. You gotta switch to like green, perhaps, to give us a little more AoE. Help us out here. Alright, yellow. More stubborn stuff. I think this is probably the problem here. Any second now it should ding. Any second. Come on then, give us a ding. Don't hold this up now. Oh bother. Right here on this corner, perhaps. We're so close. Surprised it's being so stubborn. It's okay. We've handled stubborn things before. A little tough to see green on this gold, but I can kind of make it out. Is it just? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now, of course, we switch to the bottom. Put our long extension on and we get to work. That should ease us up a little bit. 26%, we're doing good. Working through the struggles. I don't think we need the long one for this. Let's switch this back to the short extension here. It gives us a little more AoE on our strokes. And if we kind of come at it from a side angle, I've noticed, that lowers the risk of putting stripes. So you can even you can get further away without putting any stripes. You don't want to be head on, you kind of want to get a glancing blow off the side. That way you benefit from all the pressure without the detriment of being too close to the structure. A little back and forth action going here. This is going to be tough to get around this platform, this structure. And of course we will come up a little closer, make sure we get all this stuff that was left behind. Nothing too terrible. Just noteworthy. Alright, 27%, feeling pretty good. And closing this distance, we'll go ahead and get this ledge down here. Kind of make our way down the corner. The corner's kind of tricky just because of the angle in it, but nothing we can't handle. It's a little tough to get the edge. As you can see, we're just powering right on through it. And with that, pretty much on track for a good finish on this wall. %. Our next soft percent will be like 33. That'll give us like a third we can multiply. It's not quite exact, but could be helpful nonetheless. Clean up this little area as we go. As we get to this point, I think it'll be forgiving enough that it'll just give it to us, yeah. So we don't really have to worry about that. 29%, nice. Now here we benefit from it being cut off by this big palace thing, this big entrance. I think I'll stay down here on the palace entrance and work down the wall here. Go across the blue. Go down halfway into the yellow. We can afford to stand back a little too, which helps us. Cold bricks in the sunlight, nice. Brilliant. This thing looks great. And we reached 30%, so that's good too. That means the inside won't be nearly as bad as I was thinking it was just based on the top of the pyramid. Alright, and then we'll go up the wall. Kind of do the opposite here where we'll clean the roof from our elevated angle. Maybe put a little bit of a longer extension on there so we can get up at the distance. This Trident nozzle is really a lifesaver, I think. I think it would take me forever to get all that with the yellow nozzle, because I'd have to be right up on it. And like I said, I do enjoy being right up. This is probably better than being on the platform, because I still have to climb the monument and be on it while I work. That just feels better than being on scaffolding from a distance. %. Now I'm kind of getting too close. So here's where we'll, I don't know, maybe we'll try to keep the Trident nozzle on, but we'll just take it off. We'll just clean it from a distance. That kind of works. Use these figureheads to get the top and the front. Use short strokes so we can kind of pick up what we miss in between. That works. Whole thing is the pediment. Make sure we get the third dimension here while we have the opportunity. Nicely placed figureheads to stand on. Entrance pediment. This whole thing is the pediment. Good gracious. 32%, eh? I think I will switch to the yellow nozzle just right up on here. It's probably more convenient. Get this entrance figurehead. Pick it up from the side there. Sneak over, pick it up from this side. Kind of wish this game would take up Minecraft where you could crouch and lean over. But that's beside the point. Use the yellow to kind of clean up this little thing here. Kind of get these little details. Oh, don't fall. Okay. I didn't fall. Right now it feels like falling would be lost time. So in that regard, it's kind of, longer levels kind of stress you out. Not terribly, it's just, in shorter levels you fall down, it's like, oh no big deal, I'll just get back up. Who cares if this takes 12 or 15 minutes, but 12 or 15 kind of stretches out when you're talking about hours. 12 is 6 times 2, so 6 times 10, so it's about 1 to 5. So 12 hours, or 12 minutes to 15 minutes. It's just 3 minutes, but times that by 5, and then it's like 15 minutes. If you're falling down roughly the same amount. That's what I'm talking about. Pyramid wall's coming along nicely. Even though we've stopped to work on the... Oh, we're 33%, so an hour and a half times 3 is about 4.5 hours. I think it was 4:45 was what we were guessing maybe last time. I don't know. But I don't know how long we've been at 33. So it could be even less than that. I say hopefully. Work on this pyramid wall. And this whole thing's part of the pediment as well. What are they trying to do to me? This part I can clean well enough. It's a little tough standing on the side of the pyramid, but can't complain. All the way down to here is the pediment. Assuming this is the entrance wall. So we'll go ahead and get that while we're here. We'll come back up for that stuff. But for now, work on this entrance wall. And the neat thing is once we get the entrance wall, we could just kind of walk in and continue from the inside. I want to creep over here so we can get some of this figurehead business. Let me get going with the green. Don't mind making several quick passes. Might go to yellow, or might go to this just to make sure we don't miss a whole lot. This, that. Really just want to make sure the third dimension's taken care of here. There's a lot of details on this pediment. Oh, they have an entrance feature as well, I should have known. All this stuff is pediment. There's a little ledge to stand on here. Dare I risk it? Dare I risk the little ledge? Still don't have the pyramid wall completely done too, so that's kind of a concern. I think before I work down, I want to work... Oh. Well, that was kind of made, the decision was kind of made for me. A little bit of yellow. Kind of tough to get up here. Guess this is one of those situations where you clean it this way, get all the stuff done at this angle, and turn around and get it done from the other angle. Because you ain't gonna be able to get both angles at once. Unless you come at it from the... I don't like this. I think I don't like that too much. I think I'm just gonna hop back up here. Work on this figurehead. I want the figureheads done. And I can worry about the other stuff. There we are. I feel like the figureheads are just detailed enough to be a nuisance. Now we can work around the pediment pretty easily. That'll give us less to worry about in certain ways. We got the shell feature here. Oh man, 1.5 hours for 34%. Shell feature's kind of done. We get some of this from the ground level. I'm not saying we can't do that. Get this. This guy dealt with. Can't really get it from this angle, but that's beside the point. Work our way up the shell feature from here. Looks quite nice indeed. And of course we'll get more from the floor as well. I think a big thing I want to do is make sure we get this palace pyramid wall done. We got some pediment on the side here to deal with. I think it's close to being and it just hasn't yet. There it is. Now we can get this side of the thing. 35% of the way done. Just kind of scribbling back and forth to make sure we get in between our claw marks. As we get more of an angle, that's taking care of itself, which is nice. As we go across here, it might honestly be worth our time to just transition to the ground. Got quite a bit going on here. Get the extension on that. Long extension should be good. Figurehead's not quite cleaning up the way I'd hoped. Hard to see from down here. Oh, but this side. There we are. Figurehead's clean. Perfect. Now the pediment could use some finishing up. So this is where the transition to the pediment, or the entrance wall is. I mean, even at 35%, this place is looking nice. I mean, we did get all the outside, which is probably why, compared to the interior, which probably does not look so nice, but making good progress. %. Will it be 40% by the time we go inside? Man can dream. Palace pyramid wall. There's a slight tonal difference this time. The wall trim doesn't go in. It switches to a slightly brighter blue there. Pyramid wall's done. Excellent. Let's get this pediment out of the way, shall we? If we get that done, I will be cooking. I will be absolutely cooking. the detail work on the shelves is going to be a little different, a little difficult. Oh, but it's almost done. There we are. Okay. It's not too bad. This pediment out of the way. Never quite sure which parts are going to be the parts that hold you up. I reckon it should be pretty forgiving. There it is. Pediment's done. Nice. So all we got is this side of the wall and the outside. And we can start working on the entrance walls. It's quite exciting. About to finish up with the exterior and just go straight into the interior. Didn't even have to touch the scaffolding, which isn't always a treat. %, closing in on 40. 40 isn't really a hard number we can use. I think the next one will be 50. I think we'll take it off and put on the long extension. I don't know what one we have. Maybe the short extension will do. Will that reach there? It will. Perfect. And we'll stick with short. This entrance wall done. So at 40 we will get some more lore dropped. I already see we have a gnome standing at the entrance here. Your Highness. Please come outside where it's clean. I guess the other part's not cleaning up too good, but I think it just wasn't close enough. Mosaic wall. Oh, the entrance mosaic wall. I didn't even notice it was its own thing. Well, on the outside at least it appears to be complete, but I reckon the mosaic wall probably goes inside a little bit here with this ledge. We got the pillars to work on. And I think we'll actually go up to the second floor rather than this bottom floor. I also think we could take the short extension off and go back to the stubby gun, which will help us out. Just as far as the AoEs are concerned. Kind of difficult to get in here. Oh, I see, that's a... I thought it was like a divot, which I didn't really understand because there was a column there. Why would you have a column and a divot? But at any rate, it was not the case. This is a little weird. Struggling to maintain orientation, sir. Wishy, that statue is of you, right? What? That one? I don't think so. don't have fins on my face. How does it feel to be worshipped as a god by an ancient underwater civilization destroyed thousands of years before your birth? A little odd? Oh no, Your Highness, I'm so sorry. Here, let me help you out. Let me help you out, buddy. No, not gonna let me throw him into the sea? Okay. Alright, fun suckers. What makes you think that's me, Harper? I can't even see what it looks like because it's not clean. Or are you saying that I'm a dirty boy? Could be. Could be saying that. I am probably covered in all kinds of algae. Gunk. Having power washed all of it off of here. 40% by the way, that's pretty good. That's when things start to feel like they're actually having momentum. We're not quite halfway there, but we're also not just starting out. So the scary part is we're almost on 2 hours. And I'm saying we're not quite halfway there. But we did hit 41%, so maybe there's a glimmer of hope that we'll be speeding things along. We need to get this column. Here we are. %, closing in on 50. Closing on in. Oh, this is all the atrium floor. Okay. I think I have the short extension on, don't I? Yep. I just want the stubby gun. That should help us out with... Ooh, entrance wall trim. Did that clean? Yeah, that's clean. So this whole thing is the atrium floor, atrium pilaster. What is pilaster? Pilaster? The entrance ceiling. 42%. I'm trying to just get that gold section right now. Feels helpful. %. Did I already say that? I don't remember. %. Suppose we should finish the ceiling, finish the support. There we are. Entrance pillar's probably missing one side. I think it should be pretty forgivable, what we've missed so far. There we are. Okay, the entrance ceiling is proving to be a little difficult. I'm not sure why. Our entrance ceiling is done. Now we've got this entrance wall here still. Right up there in the corner could be helpful to clean. I mean, the entrance wall is kind of hard to tell because there is quite a bit to the entrance wall when you stop to think about it. Oh, the entrance mosaic, that's another thing. What the heck's going on with that? Here we are, entrance wall. Entrance mosaic's not done. That's kind of sketchy. It's probably got to do with a ledge. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Check that out. There we are, entrance mosaic wall's cleaned. Nice. And I know technically this is just the atrium floor, but I don't want to come back and find that this little ledge here is tricking me, so let's go ahead and get that cleaned up pretty well. Even what little bit we've cleaned of that, showing that we've done quite a bit, which is nice. Okay, we'll come back. However, I believe I want to start with this top room, because one, it's smaller, and two, it's smaller. So let's start with this. Start with the light. Oh! It's gonna be tricky. Maybe we won't start with the light. Maybe we'll start with the walls and things we won't fall off of. How about that? Ooh, we got some glowing going on. %. Gallery mural clean. Mural. Looks like the jet and the monster truck, perhaps, with the lion. That's pretty funny and creative. I guess we'll get the floor, because that'll be going everywhere otherwise. Okay, no extension, good. %. If we hit 50 before 2 hours, I'm gonna be so hype. I think we're doing slightly better than the subway in that regard. How is white doing? It's doing. Might do enough to warrant passing over the floor with the white nozzle. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think yellow for the floors might work out okay, because I like the red nozzle, the trident nozzle, but it's also proving to be a little bit difficult to keep track of. get that. Just want to make sure we're getting everything as we go. Central parapet's done. Nice. Get this section in here. Triton will work well for the walls and the mirror, or the walls and the ceiling. I think. I mean, yellow might work just as good. It's hard to say. In this situation, just because of the detail work. I think what's tripping the red up, the Trident, is all of the three-dimensional aspects on the floor. And that trips a lot of nozzles up, but I feel like the straight up yellow nozzle kind of handles it better. Oh, the gallery floor is on the outside, and then there's the central floor. Central opening floor. So we're actually working on 2 different floors, 46%. Oh, we're closing in on 2 hours pretty quick. Central opening floor is a little over halfway done though. We're cleaning house pretty good. Just trying to mix it up and see if I was right or wrong. Central opening, we can get that as we go around as well. That is cleaning up rather nicely. And then at a distance, we can use this to our advantage, because at a distance we can go ahead and get this section done. This little... Come back over here. Opening's looking pretty clean. This other parapet, I think we could use the parapets to get the ceiling to stop us from going over while we get the ceiling cleaned up. 47%. Clean up the floor. And the parapet. I think we can pivot over this way. And this way, if you kind of guide it based on the floor pattern, you might be okay as well. Kind of come in at this diagonal. Step back here and get the parapet. Because the trick is obviously you just gotta be at a distance for your nozzle to work properly. So as long as we're at a distance, it should be okay. And maybe a little bit quicker than our other nozzles. Oh, parapet's done already. Okay, nice. Closing at 48. Closing in on that 4-hour mark, it looks like. The opening floor is looking pretty clean. Pretty crisp. There we are. That's what I like to see. Central opening floor is done. And we can work on the gallery floor. Here I just don't feel like it's getting it very well. It might be because this one doesn't have quite the same... Standing at a distance doesn't really help you out because it's on the fringes. It's not really in the middle where you can get a distance going. So the shape of the gallery floor kind of, I feel like, needs a little more application of the yellow nozzle. Not a big deal. Does seem to clean a little bit more slowly, but that's okay. Once we get back to the walls, we'll be good to use the trident. Until then, there's no harm in using the yellow nozzle. I suppose we could find better positioning maybe and work out a system, but I'm content with this for the time being. Not much left to the gallery floor either, which is nice. Closing in on 50%. Hard to say where we're at. It doesn't give us a 49.5. Arguably on these big levels that would be appreciated, but I don't suppose we need it. Still not at the 2-hour mark yet, so there's hope. There's hope, ladies and gentlemen. Still got about a minute and a half. Can we do it? Can we pull it off? Coming around the end of the gallery floor. We'll try it with our nozzle here. Try to stand back. I think that can help us out. I don't even know if we'll get the gallery floor at 2 hours. There's a bigger nozzle to help us out here. Let's clean up what we missed. Gallery floor is being a little persnickety. It's okay. We've handled cases like this before. It's got to be a little more deliberate. Just got to be a little bit more deliberate. I thought that big chunk there at the corner would have helped us out. Good gracious, what is going on with this gallery floor? Got a little bit going on here. Come on now. Now we're getting to insanely picky territory. We are 50% at 2 hours exactly. Nice. That means we're hoping for nothing over 4 hours. We've done it. We have done it. Now if this gallery floor would clean up, we'd be in business. Hunting down all these little green specks. There it is, okay. Now we can go back to the trident. Where's the gallery we did over there? A little harder to see than I anticipated for some reason. This is very nice. May the next 50% come a little quicker. Nice, gallery walls clean. Looks like we got the SUV and the drill. Some horses pulling oh, that's me sitting on top, isn't it? That's my horse-drawn power washing vehicle. Nice. That's the van, so that's our first level. Gallery wall is clean. Looks like the penny farthing. Motorcycle, sidecar. Forgot about the sidecar one. I think we could work on this outer gallery wall as we go. Ooh, I'm loving these colors, man. This is nice. At least the gallery ceilings here. The gold really makes it pop, you know? All that grime, it's just not doing my gallery justice. Probably goes all the way around, so we aren't gonna chase that necessarily. Just continue on our system here. That appears to be recreational vehicle. Oh, it's got a gnome on the top, but I don't think that's the temple. Recreational vehicle, maybe the Da'ath house. Yeah, the Da'ath house, her car from driving me nuts, and the RV. Those, because those all took place at that house, so I'm assuming. Of course, that could also. I think the bungalow was only one story. I think the Da'ath house was the two-story. It's not colored the same color, so it's hard to tell. Now this could be a little tricky. We don't want to fall off, certainly. Why, certainly. %. Now is when we come over here and get the other side. Using this bumper so we don't fall off. Ceiling support's done. Is that wall done? This wall's not? Okay. Hopefully these ledges are going to give us some mercy since we don't have a ladder. What's going on in this mural? See the playground. Is that the skate park? Yeah, I think that's the skate park. It's got the loops and the half pipes. Gallery wall done? Yep. Okay. Just checking, just checking. Oh, that's the big statue. That's the UFO. That's the finger in the temple. How did they know all of this would transpire? How did they know? Step over here so I don't fall off. Ceiling support over this one. You know what? 53% by the way. We might put an extension on this and work away using the bumpers as supports to clean up this way after we get the walls. I think that may be the thing to do. Oh, there is no gallery over here. This is just part of the work. You could have put in a few more galleries, man. Come on, I'm saving the world. You can't fill every spot. Rude. Ceiling support is done. Come back over here, 54%. Paving the way for greatness. Gallery wall complete. That looks to be the bungalow in the backyard. And Grandpa's race car. Leonard Miller. The mayor's house, the mayor's boat. His frolic boat, as it were. Use this bumper to get this side. I'm just calling them bumpers. 55% by the way. Man. I was worried. I think we're doing well now. We're doing pretty well now. Support's done. Oh, I think the ceiling wall continues up, so this little blue part that we're getting isn't really doing much of anything for us, really. That's okay. Gallery wall should be cleaned up here. There we are. Finishing up this gallery wall, 56%. Gallery ceiling, that part's done at least. Looks like the fire helicopter, the fire truck, and the fire building. That wall done. So now here's what I'm talking about. If we put an extension on this, do the long range extension, pretty sure these make for excellent points. Maybe don't even do that. What about the short extension? Get that from down here. So in that way these corner pieces are to help us out. We aren't tempted to fall off. Of course we can get the opposite. Opposite side of this gallery centerpiece, which is really brightening the place up. I appreciate that. We don't have to limit ourselves to what we're trying to get. We could just acknowledge that it's a convenient place to reach it. Clean around. See, we can go across this wall. 58%. I think we missed 57. That's a good sign. And even finding this, I feel the need to be methodical. Like, I don't like working on all that's great and all, but I feel like I need to get this gold section done, or I will forget. So we get the ledge. I guess we can get, like... It's tough. It's tough to make decisions in this game. Cal here. There's no chance of getting near the volcano rim, but I've spotted something weird. I'm going in for a closer look. Why are you telling me until you found it? That's what I don't understand. Because I'm not going to be able to help you out. I'm here. It's an abandoned mobile mining drill, and it's broken into the magma chamber itself. Blake Thrust. The operation likely destabilized the whole place. What has the mayor done? Nothing I can't fix as a professional power washer, I'm sure. Don't worry about it, volcanologist. You leave this to me. I'll be happy to sort this out for you. Sounds like he's doomed y'all though. 60%. We're trucking right along now. That's 10% in the span of 14 minutes. Yeah, we're making a comeback, boys. Boys and girls. Men and women, ladies and gentlemen. And the rest of you. Ceiling gallery walls done. I'm kind of thinking we need to take off the extension now. So we can kind of get these areas from directly beneath them. It is looking a little grainy for some reason. It's not cleaning as well as I'd like, but I think that's because of this three-dimensionality to it. The other trick that I've learned is that if we don't move, we can't fall. So there is that. Ooh, that's helpful. That's actually very helpful. So now that means all we got to worry about is this blue part. I'm going to start with the outer pieces. Is roughly guaranteeing that I won't fall. But if I'm worried about it, I could always just use the pillars to get this big area. Go slow. It just feels like it's not getting it all. not entirely sure why it is, but hopefully it just has mercy on me. There we are, okay. It did in fact have mercy on me, so this whole floor is done. Now we could take this off and put on the short extension and clean this from all sides. Oh hey, it's got my company logo on there, so yeah, I guess it is a statue of me. A man who brings the water. We could go down there and clean from down there, but I just want to make sure that we get the details of this thing. Taken care of from all angles. Especially from the top. 63%. Statue trident is apparently its own thing. Statue symbol is apparently its own thing. Statue backpack is apparently its own thing. I think we got this. Ooh, almost spoke too soon. Kind of looks like the whole water divination symbol in his hand. Statue backpack. Some of this is going to have to be gotten from underneath. There's no way around that. Just want to make sure we get as much of it as we can. Before we head down. Into the breach we go. What's the trident for, I wonder? No, I'm holding a trident. I'm literally using it right now. I've been calling it the trident this entire time. What's that mean, I wonder? Some mysteries are just not meant to be solved, I reckon. Backpack's done. Statue's pretty much done. Trident's not quite done. Ah, quite a little bit of dirt. Trident's done, symbol's done, statue's almost done. Statue's done, okay. Oh, now where to start? I guess we gotta finish, I want to finish the opening here. It looks like it's saying there's quite a bit of that left, even though I don't think there is. Maybe it's just that blue rim. Yep, and if that's the case, we're good to go. Now I can work on the ceiling. Just these straightaway shots, I think, are very helpful. Because if we do them all, then we should be able to just clear the ceiling out pretty quick. So we'll start with that one. Okay. lip to lip. Now over here we got another little straight shot. I'll clean that up. I think it's technically an octagon we're working on. It's not in the traditional, not like a stop sign shape, but with the corners taken off, that's 4 more sides to deal with. Step over here. Looks like we need to... I can't really, so... yeah, hopefully it's just a matter of cleaning up as we go. Should be pretty straightforward from here on out. Straight shots here. This of course helps with the trident extension, having straight shots. Just in case, we'll get that golden trim. Atrium inner ceiling looks like it's about done. Step over here to this corner and get from here out. Go back and get some of this gold trim just to make sure. I think it is. I missed a little spot there. That's okay. Sometimes we miss some spots. Happy little accidents as they were. 65%, almost 70%. I'm a little surprised it hasn't dinged yet. There we are. Inner ceiling's done. Outer ceiling is not. It's okay. Gotta start somewhere. Might even take the extension off here and just use the stubby gun. But I think it's not far enough away that we have to worry about that too much. And of course we can follow the rules of the corners again if we want to. Just work our way straight up and down on this corner. Of course, clean up a little bit since we're using a shorter nozzle now, or a shorter extension. Make sure we're not leaving too much. Getting a little sidetracked. Now we work down this edge. 67%. I think things are moving a little bit quickly now. 2.5 hours and we've already... I wanted 50% by 2 hours. I feel like we're making some good progress. I might even put a little bit of a bigger extension on here because I feel like it's just the ceiling's not cleaning very good. I can't tell if it's a distance thing or a nozzle thing or what. I might work with the yellow nozzle and see. Seems like it's just stubborn. 68%. Maybe it was an extension thing because the nozzle seems to be doing better now. I just stood back in this corner. Put on the extra long extension and went to town. Oh, it still doesn't reach all the way across the room, huh? That's interesting. I feel like this ceiling might just be a little bit of a bear to get. That's okay. As long as we finish under 4 hours, I'm going to be happy. It's a funny number. Funny number. It's been a while since I've caught a funny number. The ceiling is only halfway. It is not coming clean very easily, fellas. Certainly giving me a run for my money. Maybe the only way to do this is with a little back and forth scrubbing. I can't believe that. I'm surprised that the ceiling is being so weird. I didn't notice this on the subway ceiling. %. It's all down here, downhill from here. 70% at 2.5 hours. Safe to say we won't be hitting 5 hours. I mean, unless this roof doesn't stop acting up. I hate to go back and be so picky about it, but good gracious. It's just acting bizarre. As long as it dings. As long as it dings. I'm also curious as to why the water just freaks out every time I switch to this nozzle. Could be my mouse. For some reason, the rubber padding on the track on the scroll wheel came loose. I wasn't really sure how to fix it, so I just got some silicone caulk. I kind of stuffed it in. I lifted the rubber and stuffed it under and then let it dry. I tried to use glue, but the epoxy that I had was kind of old, and it was one of those where you put a little bit on there and then you mix it up and then you apply it. And one side was coming out, but the other side was pretty much hardened up. So I just went with what I had, which was silicone caulk. Which is ironic because I hate using caulk. Use a lot at work. See, in my mind, if they designed the thing right, they wouldn't need to seal stuff up with caulk. They had the proper gaskets and whatnot, and it was all fitted properly. I'm pretty sure that our machines, sometimes they feel like 80% caulk. Dream outer ceiling's almost done. Pretty exciting. Come on now. 73%. If we hit 75 before 3 hours, that means we're not hitting 4. You feel me? That's exciting. I'll drink to that. Outer ceiling is just about done. If it dings, ding for me. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Give me a little ding. Thank you. Good gracious. Thank you so much. 74%. Now we just have to get the ceiling wall. Which I'm guessing is that blue part. Might take the extension off, or at least a shorter one. Yeah, the ceiling wall appears to be that blue section there. But it all comes together so fluidly, you might as well just clean the wall as you go. Probably save you time in the long run. %75 before 3 hours. Things are looking up, friends. I want to beat my subway time just to, despite the people that say this is the longest level. Definitely the longest level. Well, not if my timestamps or anything to indicate that that's the case. Granted, that might have gone a little faster if I had the Trident nozzle, but I didn't at the time. It wasn't something you unlocked. Which I believe is technically something to factor in when you're talking about the length of levels. Granted, you can play the levels over again in free play, but more of a one and done kind of guy. That's why we're doing the achievement hunting. Atrium alcove wall. So I get some more murals. Oh, that's the temple. With the gnome on top. Come to think of it, I don't think we've seen any of the fairground stuff either. Oh, the mural frame. I didn't even know that was a factor. So that's alcove wall. Is all of this part of the alcove wall? %76. That looks like the cottage. And the tree house. And what's that last one? Oh, the shoe. Nice, nice. Interesting to see them done in a different art style. Mural frame is clean. Another ceiling I'm kind of worried about, 77%. I guess we can kind of get that back out. Can we get that while we're here, the alcove ceiling? This temple really is beautiful. And I'm saying that just because it's all about me. This really brightens the thing up. There we are. %78%. Calvin Miller should be updating us on the situation at the volcano any second. It's looking a little red out there, ain't it? I guess it always was, wasn't it? And here's the fishing boat, the Pelican. we didn't clean the fishing boat, but or the pelican, we didn't clean that. Alright, and now we just gotta clean this wall. Of course the atrium ceiling wall there. Stuck on something. No, I see. %. Not even at 3 hours and we're almost at 80%. That's great. That's great. I suppose the other thing that I've got to worry about, there are traces of odd luminous ore everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. Hang on, there's something else up here. Look out, an aircraft just shot out of the volcano and is heading your way. Is it? A private jet, I wonder. That's okay, I'm on the inside of the temple. Hopefully it won't kill me. Though it does say that thing fires off a laser that... I don't remember what what amount, some millions of degrees. Flies at a ridiculous speed too, so it should already be here. 81%. The other foolish thing I did was start this up knowing that I had a... Because I was egotistical. I was like, oh, it's not going to take that long. Started it up, and I've got a limited amount of time before I have like a chiropractic appointment. I didn't even think about that until just now, and I'm looking at the time and I'm like, ooh, this could get a little spicy. 82%. As long as we continue at this clip, though, I think we should be okay. We still got half an hour before we hit 3 hours. And then after that, it's no big thing. Still got plenty of time. It's just funny that I noted it. Some of this stuff is just difficult to clear. %. I don't know, it's just not, it's not cleaning as well as I would hope. Cleaning better than that, but it's not cleaning. It's leaving streaks even at a distance. Very odd behavior. Atrium wall trim, 84%. Maybe I already said that. Oh man, as long as we get this atrium wall done, I think I'll be okay. I have to look at something else for a second. $85. Yeah, I figured it might be back here. Frame pilaster. Clean along this yellow thing for a minute. Atrium floor doesn't look like it's going to be too demanding. Which is great news. It's going to take a lot of back and forth if I use the yellow nozzle. See, like over here, the dirt's coming off pretty well. For some reason over there, it just doesn't feel like it's coming off at all. Which I don't mind working slow over here if it means that it'll just ding for me and I won't have to worry about it. You know? This is kind of more what I expect it to act like. Well, I also have the sneaking suspicion that this is only over to the alcove, which isn't really going to help me out completely. 86% of the way. This is riveting stuff. Super thrilled. Almost there. Yep, that was it. That was the atrium wall. This is the atrium alcove ceiling. Maybe it's seen the error of its ways and it's going to start cleaning up like it should. Good enough. Atrium ceiling wall. Let's get the atrium ceiling while we're here. And then we won't have a reason to look up anymore. $87. It's weird that this wasn't really an issue on the other side too. Wonder what the deal is. Maybe the other side was flat? Hard to say. Now the ceiling wall. Oh, I see. There we are. Excellent. We just start working on these walls. Now that the ceiling is done, and then we can go work on the pilasters. And then we just have the floor left, I believe. Now, what is that, pray tell? Oh, that's the stunt plane. Get this. More horses. Oh, the carousel probably. They have the little spoke in the middle, it looks like. Here's the Ferris wheel. And I would guess the Helter Skelter is not too far behind. That's the fortune teller's van, though. Or the fortune teller's carriage, not van. 88%. There's the Helter Skelter. That bear of a level. I don't think the mural frame, did it ding? I guess it did. The alcove wall is still over here, so. Now what's the last one? What can we think of that wasn't revealed yet? Golf cart? Golf cart. Oh, the subway platform. That means I just missed the golf cart, probably. Oh, the bathrooms. The bathrooms as well. Okay, that appears to be all of that. 89%. Now all we gotta do is worry about the pilasters. And then the floor. And the podium. Whatever else these designations are. Centerpiece. And we're good. I think. We're clear. This would be 90%. I bet the pilasters will be at 90, 91. This thing is beautiful. %. It's also kind of nice design-wise to have the last level be like a celebration of you. Like, thanks for playing, and then you clean a temple dedicated to you and all of your accomplishments. That's pretty cool. Very nice. There we are, one last pillar, pilaster. And we're just now getting to 3 hours, so it's gonna clean. before 4 hours. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as close as the subway station was to 4 hours. I think that's, ooh. Let's just see here. Oh, not what I wanted, details. Perimedia gym. We got the floor centerpiece, the podium, the floor, and the pilasters. We're still missing one. Atrium pilasters. Oh, that. Yeah, I did miss that, didn't I? Can't even deny it. Alright. So now we're down to the last 4 things. I'll start with this floor. This should clean up pretty quick. 91. This may be the way to do it. Finishing up with some good strokes. Still is leaving stuff behind. I don't understand. This is my best pressure washer. Why is it like this? I think that's considered the centerpiece, so we're not too worried about that. Mostly worried about this floor situation. Mostly worried about the floor situation. This thing just is not, it's not cutting it. I don't know why it's doing this. It's being a menace. If we do it at range, maybe. But even then it seems to be missing. If we do it right up close, it's missing. And this should be the one that doesn't miss anything. That's why I paid all that money for it. %. Ooh, not even 3 hours yet. Of course, it may be 3 hours after I finish hunting down all the dirt that this thing's leaving behind for no reason. Wow. See, I'm working at an angle and it's leaving things behind. I'm working at it straight on and it's leaving things behind. It's just leaving things behind. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Things just freaking me over. 94%. Closing on 95. Am I moving too fast? Is that the problem? I'd really hate for that to be the problem. That's okay. 94 still. 95. I feel like the first percents are actually harder to get than that, because this remaining doesn't look like 5% of the pyramid up top, you know, because if you remember how much material it took me to get to the first 1%, and then you look at this and you're like, oh, 5% left. That seems like considerably different amounts of junk all over the floor. I'd say this might be 2 or 3 times, but 5 times? Try to get some of this with the yellow. So I see that we're approaching the nitty gritty, as it were. So all these dark patches have got to go. I appreciate that it's forgiving at least. Because this is pretty stupid. This is pretty bad. I could be chasing this stuff all day. Look at this, dude. It didn't get anything. You go back to like the walls of the pyramid and the walls in here, and you see how well it cleaned for the most part. There were some walls where it just didn't do anything, but this is weird. Just looking if I could see that aircraft that suddenly left the volcano and is coming here. I don't feel like there's a need for all this. Nope, we passed 3 hours. We got 5% left. Okay. This is beginning to become perturbing. So close, but so far away. And driving up my time to edit the video. Because the best nozzle in the game is sloppier than it should be. Come on now. I really just need it to ding. I really just need it to ding at this point. I'm not seeing any big clusters of green, which is really what's throwing me. It's all this little stuff that shouldn't have been left behind to begin with. There's a big cluster of green. Will it be enough? No. Sadly not. There we are. Okay. Okay, we're here. We've done it. The centerpiece is all that's left. Let's get this trident on it, shall we? I see it's doing well here. Well, spoke too soon. Maybe if I go back, maybe if I zigzag it really quick. At that distance, it appears to be doing a fairly good job. Not too much longer now. I would assume this is supposed to be a fountain. Given my role as the legendary pressure washer, or power washer. That's the podium. I reckon we're about halfway there on the atrium floor centerpiece. I feel like that's our biggest part remaining. 97%. I bet we'll be 98 or 99 once we're done with it. And then it's just the podium. And I'm alright. And I'm alright. Then I'm alright. We're about to clear house. This level's got me feeling a little loopy, not gonna lie. Sometimes I get that feeling where I've been playing a level for a little too long. I start feeling a little bit feral. Could have to do with me being getting a little bit hungry. A little bit peckish. They ironically come from dehydration. Oh man, this floor is just silly. I hope I don't have to hunt it down like I did. I don't want to do that again. That makes me angry. I don't want to be angry playing PowerWash Simulator. I just want to play PowerWash Simulator. You feel me? This is one of those good. It's a good calming game. No need to be grumpy. However, hunting down dirt, in spite of being called the Dirt Finder, actually not very fun. Not very fun at all. Doesn't look like we're doing too bad though. Most of what's left appears to be like the inside floor, which is fair considering we haven't really gotten that inside floor. Mostly been focused on the outside. 98%, yep. Looking good. Looking good. Not even going to be 3.5 hours, I don't think. That's pretty wild to think that it went that quickly. You know what? You know, it'd be pretty funny. I don't know that I'm gonna waste time doing it, but it would be pretty funny to like just finish the very last item with the white nozzle. That way, when you're like, "Oh, I beat the game with the white nozzle." What do you mean you beat the game? You played the whole game with the white nozzle? No, I just beat it with I just beat it with the white nozzle. Or just keep reiterating that you beat the game with the white nozzle. People would be incredulous. And then you show them the proof and it's just you finishing, literally finishing the game with the white nozzle. Oh, technicalities. Yeah, I can see this being a problem already. There's firstly a little loop here, a little lip here. And then I'm going to work down each of the stairs into the podium. Turn around, make sure there's nothing on the stairs that I missed. Doesn't appear to be the case. That's good. So now I'll make my way over to the next set of stairs. And we will methodically clear all the dirt and grime from the floor. Now there's a lot over here. That's fair. Maybe I won't have to do all that. Maybe we just get this stuff thoroughly clean up what remains, and it'll be nice. It'll be nice, and it will just ding for me. Right? It'll ding. I can already see you wanting to do it. You just want it. You want to ding right now. Right now. There it is. Okay, perfect. And this we can kind of work around. Not perfectly, but it's getting there. Actually somehow really clean already. I don't know where this gym is. So I'm assuming that it spawns after the rest of it's clean. Just because I haven't seen anything so far. I would have assumed it was maybe one of those things, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And it's the Pyramidion, which is outside. Up there at the top, which is where we started the level. I didn't see a gym. So I'm assuming we'll finish this and a gym will spawn probably on top of that thing. And then it'll somehow interact with the incoming aircraft that is supposedly on the way. Pretty exciting. That's just my predictions based on my pattern analysis. Which doesn't always work, but it does work sometimes. Now you would do this to me, wouldn't you? Okay, you would. You would do this to me. There we are. Maybe I just missed the gym. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure what just happened. I saw the jet flying around, but I didn't see anything like actually happening. Did the Pyramidion gym take it out? Why is it dirty, by the way? If it just appears out of nowhere, why is it dirty? There we go. Oh shit. I see the UFO caught its revenge. Holy shit. Look at this clean, ladies and gentlemen. Dang. And the gnome just laying outside. Oh, wow. PowerWash Services, you did it. After you cleaned up our ship, we went further back in time, methodically tracing your steps one job at a time, right back to the backyard cleaning days. While doing so, we pieced together Blake Thrust's ambitions. Thrust was obsessed with the lost city of Pacificsts, and after discovering that their tech was powered by a rare ore, set up illegal mining here. Illegal mines here, there, and everywhere. He struck a rich seam inside Mount Ruchless, and used it to develop his own tech, while also hoping to create enough tectonic movement to push the lost city up to the surface. What he didn't realize, though, is that by destabilizing the volcano, he nearly caused a global apocalypse. Knowing that the underwater city lay dormant until this moment, we went back in time and told the Pacificsts of your legend. They agreed to convert their palace into an offshore platform to send a neutralizing beam to Mount Ruchless when the city resurfaced. We dirtied the place up to ensure it would only activate once completely cleaned by a skilled power washer. Thanks to you, the timeline is now restored, and we can return to our time as heroes. Heroes with red velvet cake. P.S. Please feel free to use this message as a customer review if you think it would help your business. I restored the timeline, bro. That's funny. Well, that was PowerWash Simulator. Oh, they're gonna play all those things. This is neat. I put the hit and run out there. I remember that now. I put the gnome out for the hit and run. Holy cow. What an adventure. The playground, I remember. Here's the bungalow, or not the bungalow. I cleaned that, yeah, cleaned those last. The meticulous golf cart for all things come to those who wait. The Ath house. I forget what I had. Oh, I had to clean the pathway first. The shoe, which left the soul for last. Skate park, which we knocked the soccer ball out of the watermelon bowl. I think we just cleaned the sidecar. Don't think we had any achievement for that one. The Ath's car. The cottage. I don't think we had an achievement for the cottage. The fireplace we had to, or the fire station we had to clean without using scaffolding. The SUV we just cleaned. I remember that one being like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something small. Penny farthing, just had to stand on that for 10 seconds. The fire truck we had to clean the windows first. I think the mirrors too. I can see clearly now, I think was the name of the achievement. No achievement on Grandpa Miller's car, it was just a delight to clean. Clean the RV the first time. Clean the blades of the helicopter first. Live by the blade. Nothing in particular about that one. I gotta clean it without stopping it. That one we had to find the lamps first. Hard to tell when it goes that fast. I love the treehouse, it's beautiful. And that was clean the tip first. Or the drill itself. That one we cheesed. Don't disturb the gnome. That one's leave the toilets for last. Can't really tell from in here. That was another beautiful level. The Helter Skelters clean all the things with lights first. That one's clean all the suspicious parts first. The laser and the hover discs. No achievement on that one. Clean the tires first. That one was actually pretty tough. Cleaning the tires first. I don't remember what the achievement was on that one. Did we have one? No, ride with the gnome around there. Oh my gosh, that one was the longest level too, brother. No way. They thought the last level was the longest. It's definitely the subway platform. Fortune tellers. Ancient statue. The stunt plane. Ancient monument. Fishing boat. Struggling to think of the name of that one. The RV again. Really a UFO, but hey. And of course, the temple. Oh, a cutscene. Lost cat Ulysses, very fluffy. Please call the mayor. Oh, what's up, buddy? Toodle Pip, thanks awfully. Caldera Transport Network, thanks you. See you at the wedding. Don't dress weird. Do I get a second to read all these? Uncanny Franny, thanks. PowerWash, your future is clear. Annie Mall, thanks, Docs. Okay, I can't read them all, but thanks for washing. Thanks for having me. What a delightful game. It had its little hairy sections, but hey, we did it. And of course that doesn't mean we're done, because as I was telling you, we've got all kinds of things coming up here. So, thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, for today's adventure. Tune in tomorrow where we will do some bonus jobs. We got the Muckingham Files, we got Odd Jobs, and then of course we have, go back to the main menu, we got specials with the seasonal specials, the Wallace and Gromit, Shrek, Alice Adventures, all kinds of stuff. Tomb Raider, Warhammer, all kinds of adventures to get into. Looking forward to that. And if you come back tomorrow, I think we'll start with the bonus jobs. We'll get into the odd jobs. Until then, I'll catch you later.